Hello everybody, Rob here from Airbrush Hobby, and today I wanted to do a video that I hope saves you time that I had to spend. So I had to spend about, over the last week, maybe 1 hour a day on multiple days, 2+ days at least, trying to figure out what the difference between airbrush thinner is and improver. So I wanted to do this video to show you guys and to make it easier for everybody, so you don't have to sit there and watch through 30-minute, 40-minute videos having to scrub all the way through the timelines and stuff like that. So let's get right to it. Let's not waste time. So the main difference between thinner and improver is the thickness of the paint that you want to use, basically whatever medium is in it. We're just going to work with acrylics here, but and how fast you want it to dry. And that's the main thing. It's dry time. So flow improver kind of retards or slows down the drying process. So it makes paints actually wet longer. Thinner thins your paint when it comes out of the airbrush and makes it a little bit more easily atomized, so it dries faster. So I found that airbrush thinners do not work well with primers, thick acrylics, so your base paints, base paints from Citadel, war paints from Wargamer, or from Army Painter, and your base Vallejo paints, which I don't have. It also works bad with speed paints. So airbrush thinner and speed paints, I found that my needle on my airbrush would clog up when doing large batch paints a lot faster and a lot more often. Once I started using flow improver, almost went away immediately. With primers as well, primers naturally are thick. If you use thinner, they dry faster, which also means they dry on the needle faster. And they would also gunk up, and I found that if I had to do a zenithal on a mini, I only had to wait 20-30 minutes and I could do the next color. But I found that I would be taking my airbrush apart between each color because it would start getting all gunky. And I take care of that thing a lot. Like after every painting session that I use it, for every base main paints I use, I deep clean the thing, and it was getting clogged all the time until I started using flow improver with the thicker paints. Now the thinner paints, like your shades, your washes, and your airbrush specific paints, work very well with thinner. It makes them dry a lot quicker, but at the same time, depending on your ratio or whatever, it actually it goes very well with the thinner paints that are already thin as well. So that's basically it. I know this is a very quick video, but that's it. Thinner versus improver. Thinner is better with thinner paints. It helps them dry faster. Flow improver is better with thicker paints, or at least paints with very high viscosity, we'll call it, and makes them dry slower. So even if you want if you want a wet blend, flow improver is your buddy. If you want to get a lot of painting done very fast over a quick period of time, airbrush thinner is good for you. If you're having a lot of clog issues and you're using thinner a lot, try switching to flow improver if you are okay with having to let your paints or let your models sit for a little longer and let them dry. But you'll guarantee you'll have less clogs with flow improver versus thinner. Now mind you, if you use flow improver with washes, flow improver with air paints and whatever, it'll still be good with those as well. It's just the way it is, right? Basically, it all comes down to dry time. If you want your things to be a little bit more over time, have them dry slowly, flow improver versus thinner. But yeah, that's basically it. Quick 4-minute video, nothing too crazy. I wasn't going to do a 20 or 30-minute video where you had to sit there and scrub through the timeline and just try to find out the difference. To be honest with you, they're the same price. Some people have preferences. Cool, fine. I just find that they work better with certain paints, and I mean, I got that one for free with store credit. So I figured I'd do this test. It didn't cost me any money, so I was like, you know what? I gotta find out what the difference is. Sprayed a bunch of models. You can see them in the background a little bit. Figured it all out. Did some dry brushing, and I need to do a video very soon about this right here. This, oh my gosh. It's awesome. Anyways, with that in mind, thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate you. Could have been watching anything, but you were watching this. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. And my son says bye too. Bye-bye.